What is up, everybody? I am NerdRage36, back with another pickups video, and this is going to be yet another super short one, but some interesting pickups that I got. All the same franchise and all in the same family of systems. So let's take a look. Fable 1 Game and Strategy Guide. You can already tell. Fable 2 Game and Strategy Guide. And Fable 3 Game and Strategy Guide. So you're probably curious as to why I decided to pick up the Fable series. Well, there's a couple of reasons. For one, it's yet again another Xbox franchise, one of the very few that are really out there, let's be completely honest. So I would have needed it for the collection anyway, but also just I was legitimately curious, a little bit similar to how I felt about the Crackdown series, although I definitely hear more talk about Fable, both positively and negatively, than I ever hear about Crackdown. So I feel like those would probably, the Crackdown games, probably had more, I had more of an excuse to say, you know, I want to give these a fair shot. Because, so from what I've heard, the general consensus is Fable 1 is considered really good. Fable 2 is very 50-50, and I hardly ever hear anyone talk about Fable 3, and on the times that I have, most of it has always been in the negative sense. So what really drew me to want to check these out? Again, I just really want to give these games a fair shot. I want to give most games a fair shot, at least the games that I'm legitimately interested in, and I was pretty interested in giving these a look, just because, like, again, just it's a major Xbox franchise, and there's not a whole lot of those. And also, I feel like there's this thing I do. I call it adjusting my mental gear shift, where it's like I realize that something has either aged poorly or most people look back on it negatively, like. So it's one of those things where, like, okay, these were popular at some point in time. And if I just want to put myself in the right headspace to do my best to enjoy it. Now, one of the examples of adjusting my mental gear shift was with playing Sonic Adventure 1. I played it on the Dreamcast, on my CRT, and I was sitting on the floor, like the full 90s experience. And aside from the fact that I legitimately enjoyed it just as a game, I think putting myself in that headspace definitely helped. And I can find a way to do the same thing with this, but also just the general fact that I've never played a single one of these games. I've never even really watched gameplay of it. And the fact that these were popular at one point in time, it means that, like, even if plenty of people will say they've aged poorly or better things have come out since, which I genuinely do not like that excuse. It's like, oh, but there's so much better things out now. It's like, okay, and I can go enjoy those as well. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy these at any point. But the fact that I never played these means that at least to me, it would be like someone experiencing them for the first time back when they came out. So even if something better has come out since, there's still a chance I can genuinely enjoy these. And I guess one last thing I'll say in regards to just Fable as a series, because I know one of the big things is that this franchise tries to take itself seriously, but then also it's a series where you literally have a manual fart in someone's face button, a la Peter Griffin. But and I gotta admit, that's almost respect-worthy, just because, like, it's goofy and silly, and, like, I don't know, there's just something fun about that, even if it is stupid. Like, I don't always like quote-unquote dumb humor, but there's a time when I'm like, eh. But more importantly, there was this mindset that not really mindset, but the thought process that I came to, like, recently, and that is there's almost this, like, progression of serious to goofy when it comes to certain genres. Like, for for sci-fi, it would be like Sirius is like Star Wars and Star Trek. Goofy would be like Spaceballs, and then somewhere in between the two is Galaxy Quest. And I think Fable might actually fall into that Galaxy Quest category, like for high fantasy. Like, it would be Lord of the Rings is Sirius, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is Goofy, and then this falls right in between it. And I feel like with that, I might be able to, like, again, just adjust my mental gear shift and find a way to enjoy these. And even if, like, I don't get super sucked into the story, I can always find some ways to enjoy things. And again, I just want to give every game I'm remotely interested in a fair shot. And who knows what that might end up looking like. But yeah, it's another Xbox franchise that I needed. They're RPGs, so I definitely needed the strategy guides. That's a little heavy. But yeah, I don't know when I'll be getting around to these, but I am honestly kind of looking forward to them just because I'm trying to separate my opinion from the general consensus and just form my own thoughts. And, I mean, again, they were popular at one point, so there's got to at least be some entertainment value to them. And I know that that's kind of a cop-out. It's like, if I lower my expectations, but that's not even what I'm doing. I'm literally just jumping into these fresh because I never played them and I don't even hear that much about them anymore. So, like, there's going to be brand new experiences for me, and I'm legitimately looking forward to them. But yeah, like I said, another really short one because not a whole lot to talk about with only 3 games and 3 games within the same franchise. But this one I'm kind of interested to see the comments on if enough people decide to comment, just because, again, it's like, for whatever reason, it's like, I want to give them a fair shot. It seems to be a controversial take when it comes to older games that have quote-unquote aged poorly. I don't know. Honestly, the whole point of retro gaming is literally just to check things out and play them from like a historical standpoint, or even just because you were interested. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. So if anyone gets pissed at me for just wanting to give them a try, you have way too much time on your hands. Anyway, with all that, I am NerdRage36, and I'll see you later.